Hello. I hope all of you are. Is all audible to you all? And this essay has been divided into four parts. The first part, where Gayatri Spivak gives a very introductory note, calling your attention towards the question of can the subaltern speak. Okay. In the second part, she discusses during the colonial rule or even before the colonial rule, the caste-ridden, uh, sex-based, sex division-based society, how it stopped, curbed many of the important, genuine voices of the society. And the third part of the essay talks about the role of woman in Indian society, still how neglected, and even the so-called British education established by, started by Lord Macaulay, also failed identifying the problems of Indian women. Okay, so later on, this question has been generalized, and it starts extending up to the question of my Nigerians, black people, and the woman in any, irrespective of the caste, creed, and the society, religion. Okay, so this is how can the subaltern speak? An essay by Gayatri Spivak. It is multidisciplinary reading. It You need to know bit about the sociology, history, anthropology, economics, the theory of the Karl Marx, Derrida, and so many great thinkers of the modern world of criticism. So indirectly, she has been telling us, trying to say us that now the student of English literature or the professor of the philosophy of criticism has to perform a greater responsibility comparatively. Okay, earlier we were living in a very small pond of literature and notions of creativity, literary responsibility, poetic justice, this and that. But now this is completely changed. It has undergone the great process of change, and all those ideas, inventions, investigations, improvements related with the human society, or the say even the global society, are the part of English literature. A responsibility English professor is not only to teach Wordsworth to Shakespeare, or Shakespeare to Eliot to any modern colonial writer, but he has been the omnipresent of great many things in the world. He is representing so many aspects of the human society. Okay, so all that ingenious nature of extension of English language is discussed indirectly through this essay. Okay, now we will go to the last part of this essay, which reads like this. Just I will read some portion of it, and later on I will try to sum up. Okay, can the subaltern speak? Uh, what must the elite do to watch out for the continuing construction of this subaltern? Subaltern is a subordinative character in the society. Okay, when it is subordinative, it is not independent, it is dependent. For example, woman in the society is has been studied in Indian society since from the days of the beginning days of the civilization, that she is always a secondary character. Okay, she has been considered rather as a shadow than an independent character. Child is a dependent character. Animals are dependent characters. All the minor countries around a big country are dependent. All the revolutes are dependent. So she is, she is saying that in order to make these weaker characters individuals, to make them express themselves, one need to support it. Legally it must be supported, economically it must be supported, okay, emotionally it must be encouraged. So she says, can the subaltern speak? What must the elite do to watch out for the continuing construction of the subaltern? The question of woman seems most problematic in this context. Clearly, if you are poor, black, and female, you get it in three ways. If however, this formulation is moved from the first world context into the post-colonial context, the description black or of color loses pervasive significance. The necessary satisfaction of the colonial subject constitution in the first phase of the capitalist imperialism makes color useless as an emancipatory signifier. Confronted by the ferocious standardizing benevolence of the most US and Western European human scientific radicalism, the progressive, though heterogeneous, withdrawal of the consumerism in the comprador periphery and the exclusion of the margins of even the center periphery articulation, the analogy of the class consciousness rather than race consciousness in this area seems historically, disciplinary, and practically forbidden by left, right, and light and left. It's not just a question of double displacement, as it is not simply the problem of finding a psychological, psychoanalytic allegory that can accommodate the third world woman with the first. Now and then, when discussing the literature or criticism, I often quoted one of the important lectures delivered by Swami Vivekananda in America. Now, most of the time we talk of the very popular speech of Vivekananda, but there is another very important lecture delivered in the same space of Chicago, where he discusses about this discrimination of the society based on the colors. He said, constantly by using the word black, you can you can you can discourage a very big talented human society, a big a part of the talented human society, because black is connected with all the negative meanings and terms of the society. Okay, black is ugly, black is not fair, black is darkness, black is what you say, it's not a good sign. Black is third word. All the negative words, negative meanings are added to the word. Totally, he says some 26 kinds of the meanings have been added to word black. Whereas when we talk of white, the moment when I say all this black, just now I mentioned, that is a subaltern society. That is a society which has lost its identity since some centuries together. That is a society which is native, original, but it has been completely discouraged only because of its black color. And on the other hand, when we talk of the white, white is pure, white is wonderful, white is fair. All positive meanings have been uh, added to the word white. So, according to lexicography, according to Shabda Shastra, words are very innocent, whether it is a white or black. Okay, words don't have the meaning of their own. They are not independent. as you have studied already by Roland Barthes, the meaning of a word depends on the context. The meaning of the word depends in a sentence on the next word, but word itself is very innocent. Okay, same idea, connectivity is there, a kind of connectivity is there. The essay written by Roland Barthes and Gayatri Spivak. So he said, she says, Gayatri Spivak says, in socialistic angle, through the socialistic angle, that black and white are words, but the work, the energy that is working behind these words is the human brain. It's a mind. As Milton said, it is brain, it is the mind that makes heaven into hell, hell into heaven. Same you can apply here. So by this kind of the interpretation, we have discouraged the big mass of the society, human society. So the purpose of this essay is to call all the thinkers' attention towards the subaltern society. Now we will try to understand what basically she wants to say in case of female society. She says woman needs to be encouraged. That was what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar also used to say. So in uh, the cautions I have just expressed are valid only if we were speaking of the subaltern woman's consciousness, or more acceptably subject reporting on, or better still participating in anti-sexist work among women of color or women in the class oppression in the first world war or the first world or the third world is undeniably on the agenda. So we should also welcome all the information retrieval in these silenced areas that is taking place in anthropology, political science, history, and sociology. She says these are four important disciplines which can help us to see the character or an individual or a weaker group of society in a proper perspective. He said one has to study a particular individual through anthropological point of view and should see the political background of the character, and one must try to understand what is his history and what is its social context. So subaltern, you can justify the weaker character of the society or the subaltern character in the society by looking through all these four angles.